Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Let's do some shaving today with two AliExpress Yaqi razor heads that I bought already a while ago. They have been sitting in my storage box. One is the Telstar and the other one is the Zephyr. And they are both close comb razors, 3-piece variety. So let's start looking at the individual heads here. This is the Zephyr. This is the base plate. Pretty interesting design here. And then this is the cap that goes on top. Has those alignment tabs here on the side. So typical 3-piece. We're just going to use a nondescript, also AliExpress handle that I bought a while ago. So the Zephyr is going to get the green handle here. So the whole package, if I can get it together and not cross-threaded, that would be preferred. Not cross-threading. So the threading here on the Zephyr doesn't seem to be the greatest. At least I can't get the handle on there. Yeah, the end of the thread here isn't machined very well. So let's see if I can get maybe the other handle on here. Yeah, there you go. So typical 3-piece with no blade in it. You can't tighten it up. Here we go. So this is the Zephyr. Pretty interesting looking. Apparently they make a stainless steel version of that as well. And then we have the Telstar. This is a little bit more traditional looking, right? With the alignment tabs here. And the base plate also looks relatively normal. All right, and here is another. Now we can probably use the green one. Yep, goes on the head very nicely. And since we have a green handle, we're going to use all kinds of green products today. My favorite, Paraso Green. We're coming to the end. Almost used it up. We're going to use Paraso Green pre-shave. And of course, my favorite, Paraso Green aftershave. And if we're all wounded up and my face needs some refurbishment, relaxation, then we can use the Paraso Green aftershave balm, which we're almost out of. All right, let's load the Telstar and the Zephyr up with some blades. I told you in the previous video that I have lots of magnets here on my mirror with one-time use Persona blades. I don't know why I have so many Persona blades, but we're going to use a one-time use Persona in each razor. So it's an even playing field. So that was number 1. And now number 2. So the Telstar is very traditional. Blade fits in there. Alignment is pretty good, I would say. The blade is a little dirty. And the Zephyr actually aligns the blade with the head on the outside edge here. So those little tabs here, left and right, there and there, they are responsible to make sure the blade is aligned. And that looks pretty decent. Here's the edge and there's the edge. All right, here, let me pause real quick. So I took a quick little break, filled up all my water containers here, my sink and my emesis basin for the brush. Let's put on some green Paraso pre-shave real quick. To help the skin, nicely mentholated. I really like the scent. I just did a shave with PAA Awesome Sauce. I gotta say that Paraso is still my favorite. Awesome Sauce is close. It's a close second, but PAA Paraso Green is just the bomb. Brush. Which brush are we gonna brush with? Oh, let's use my synthetic Trafalgar T1 by Simpson. Cute little thing. It's synthetic, so we don't need to pre-soak anything. All right, and then the Zephyr and the Telstar both loaded with a Persona Platinum, Premium Platinum. What is it? Platinum Chrome. Platinum Chrome, one-time use. So let's look at the heads here real quick. This is really more the traditional type. The blade tabs are just covered up. I like it. And you see the closed comb here has a little cutaway on the side. So you get a little closer to the cutting edge of the blade and it's nicely rounded off. So design wise, I already like the Telstar a lot. The Zephyr on the other hand, much bigger, chunkier head. The tabs completely covered up. And there is lots of material here next to the cutting edge of the blade and kind of a pointy edge, which I'm not a big fan of. All right, let's grab brush and Paraso green soap. Let's dip the brush in some warm water and go right in here. This is the only one that because I use it so often, I just go right into the container. You guys convinced me it is a good idea to use a spoon and scoop some, you know, especially when it's a softer soap, out of the container so you don't contaminate the whole thing and then it gets moldy and whatnot. But when you use a product like this here, I use that every day right here in this little shave cup, you know, traditional design, but it's plastic. You can drop it. It's not going to break. And then my cute little Trafalgar and right into the face. I just love, 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 love this scent. Lots of lather. I just love it. Ooh. Slinging it all over the place. Okay. All right, we're gonna do Zephyr on the left, Telstar on the right, and we're gonna make sure they're tightened up properly, and we're gonna get shaving. Huh. That seems to be a pretty aggressive little razor. So you see the blade gap, right? Blade gap is not everything, but whether or not you have a positive or a negative blade exposure. So if you try to draw a straight line between the closed comb and the top here, if the razor blade is protruding past this line, it's a positive exposure. And if it's not, it's a negative exposure. And this here is for sure a positive exposure. So we better be careful with this one here. Oh yeah, this is a feisty one. You don't need to do 5 passes with this one. Only about a day and a half of growth, maybe 2. Noisy, noisy, noisy. That's also, if the blade sticks out really far, there's a lot of exposed blade. It kind of tends to have a little bit of some swing to it. Okay, so far no bleeding. That's efficiency, but it's also aggressive. It feels aggressive. It feels bladey, as I always say. So now we're going to do the Zephyr. Here in this case, let's check the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty neutral. It's kind of hiding back there, but we'll see. There's Zephyr. Yeah, milder, much milder. Oh yeah. It's almost to the point that it doesn't really want to shave. It's very gentle. We'll have to do a little inspection here. What I immediately feel is the pointy edges. I just don't like it. From the aggression level, I would say this is a #1 rating. And this one here is, yeah, so 1 through 5, I would say maybe a 3.5 or a 4. So it's, yeah. I don't know if this comes out in the camera here, but that blade is sticking out, wide out in the open. But this one here, is very, very mild. So the blade is absolutely not giving me any kind of grief, but the pointy edges. When I go along the flat surface here, how the ends dig into my skin, if that would be rounded over, the razor would be immediately 20% higher on my likability scale. So this side here is almost smooth already. This side has still ways to go. All right, let's lather up again. So with the Telstar, I definitely have to be careful not to hurt myself. I still have a public event to attend to today. I don't want to look like someone just plugged a chicken. Aggressive. It is aggressive. And AliExpress was not very forthcoming with that. All right, green handle, aggressive Telstar. Let's do a across the grain. Very, very little pressure. And with that one, I definitely don't want to go over my Adam's apple, or else I'm going to be bleeding right there. But I gotta say, it is manageable. It's all about technique. It is really all about technique. You can have sensitive skin, but if you can manage to keep the pressure down and keep a gentle, straight stroke, even aggressive razors are manageable. So the Telstar, if you see this one, they make it in stainless steel, I believe. And you are a total beginner, I would not recommend to buy that as your first razor. I mean, this zinc cast head was like $9 plus a $10 handle or $15 handle. All right, let's do Zephyr on the other side, also a cross grain. This is like day and night difference. Besides the pointy ends here, this one could be a, one of those autopilot razors that you can grab at 6 a.m. in the morning and not kill yourself with. This is very mild, but it still does the job. It still shaves. It's like a very fine line where a mild razor can easily turn into a non-shaving razor. And they found this line. If they would have made those edges round, this would be a really good one. This is a good razor and you can shave with it. It's cheap. It's $9. The head is, plus a cheapo, this is stainless steel. I think this was like $12 off of AliExpress. Nice knurling here. Doesn't fall out of your hand. So this one with a little bit nicer rounded off edges would be a really nice early in the morning shaver. All right. Yeah, this side is, oh yeah. We still have some stuff to do here on the left side. On my left side, your right side, I guess. But the side with the Telstar is already pretty good. But we're going to go all the way. We're going to do 3 passes. And the third pass here is going to be against the grain. I hope I'm not going to regret it. On my right side. Oh, I love this scent, guys. And the little Trafalgar Next time I listened to the experts, they said get a T3. I got a T1 because it's smaller. And now I kind of regret it because the handle is so small that you get like the lather all over the place. But not the synthetic sovereign synthetic fiber, that's great. The knot is great. It just has the right amount of soft tips with the right amount of stiffness of the bristles. I really like it. All right, aggressive Telstar green handle against the grain. And I'm already stretching down here. You hear that? You can see that I inflate my cheeks a little bit just to make sure there are no wrinkles, because if I catch a wrinkle with this one, I'm going to cut myself. Upper lip, I never do against. I shouldn't say never. I have done it in the past and I've always regretted it. So on here, on this one, they did this really nice job of undercutting the blade. I'm always pointing over here, right there. So undercutting the blade a little bit. And that really helps with getting close to nose and things. So if you want to do some detailed work. All right. No problem. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would cut myself when I'm half asleep in the morning, but I made it through 3 passes, and this is really smooth. This is very good. Am I good enough for a Müller R41? What do you guys think? Should I get an R41 and try it? I know you guys, some of you really like the R41, and you even shave with it daily. I'm not sure. But I think I should try it. How much is an R41? It holds a lot of water, this design. You have to really shake it out after rinsing. All right, let's see. Quick inspection. So it looks like I don't have any nicks on either side. And they are almost equally as smooth on the upper section here. So you can get to a smooth shave with a gentle razor. That's what I'm always saying. You know, with a more aggressive one, you might only need 2 passes and get it pretty close in 2 passes. But if you have the time and you want to do a 3 pass anyways, you can usually get away with a really gentle razor, and you're attacking the growth from multiple different angles. And I gotta say, they're equal. Even though the Telstar here on this side was way more bladey, way more aggressive. My neck section here is also pretty even. So it's kind of funny how this really gentle razor can stack up against something pretty, 3.5 versus a 1. This one here, I barely feel the blade. Here, I feel a lot of blade. How this is even possible, I have no idea. But we got a good result. We got a good clean shave out of it. And now I'm going to rinse off. All right, very nice and fresh in my face, feels good. No bleeders, nothing. Smooth, good smelling. It is still my favorite. Very good. And then let's take a quick look at my little brush here. Sorry for rinsing. Usually do that off camera. But if you don't own a Simpson, there's still some lather in here. If you don't own a Simpson and you have been staying away from them because they're so expensive, yes, even this little guy here was like 30 bucks. But the knot, the synthetic knot they put in here, this is second to none. You have heard me talk about my KIKC from Amazon or my DS Cosmetic, which is also synthetic, much longer handle, by the way. This is, the handle design is probably a copy of a Simpson M7, looks kind of like this handle. Much taller loft of a brush, but this one has a good, throwing stuff, has a good backbone, but very soft tips. If this handle would be a little longer, this would be a killer brush. This is really good for, this is a good travel brush, I think. Lightweight. This is all handmade, hand machined and then polished. And the knot handmade and glued in here, 23 millimeter knot, very short loft. I like it. And I'm already eyeballing the next Simpson, which is going to be an M7. Has a really tall handle with a kind of like this one here, with a knob at the bottom that you can hold onto really well. This is one of my favorite designs, just cheapo from DS Cosmetic, and might get the original from Simpson. So this is a really, really good brush. So two razors, completely opposite end of the spectrum. This is the aggressive slicer, and this one is the gentle, the gentle giant. There's a huge head compared to this other one. Really, the only downside I see is this pointy, sharp-edged end here. But overall, great result. And even with this really aggressive one here, really aggressive 3.5 on my 1-to-5 scale, I really enjoyed the shave still. It was bladey. It made its blade known to me. But if you're careful and you have the technique down, you can, get away without bleeding. So I'm pretty happy. And now we're going to put on some aftershave. Almost out. And then I'm going to buy this big bottle. They make like a 400 milliliter plastic bottle. Yeah. Amazing. Oh. No burning sensation whatsoever. Huh. Very good. So I don't think I will have to use up my last little bit of the Parasso Green aftershave balm, but I will have to order a new one. But I have so much stuff sitting around here, so I'm trying to get through bottles and containers so I can, eventually buy new stuff. Or else I'm gonna drown in my soaps and aftershaves. But oh man, Parasso Green is the bomb. I love it. Alrighty guys, those are the two Yaqi, Telstar, and Zephyr. Check them out. AliExpress, $9. Add them to your collection. And I don't know what this was modeled after, but I like the design of this thing. The corners and how this is all looking here. Maybe this is a R41 clone. I don't know. Worked out really well. Check them out. I put some links down below for you guys. I will see you in the next one. Hang in there. Bye.